Join our growing community of listeners all around the globe by following Aloore Radio on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, Aloore Radio, YouTube, Aloore Radio. Visit our website on www.aloreradio.com. You can also download the Aloore Radio application on the Google Play Store by searching Aloore Radio. Call or send a message on 0903 985 3731. In a fast-paced world, staying informed is more important than ever. From local events to global affairs, we've got you covered. Get ready to dive into the arts of the news. It's World News on Aloore Radio.
A wonderful afternoon to you out there listening to Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM Studio Ministry of Information and Orientation here at Agodi Secretariat here in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. This is the World News. I am Aboyede Uju. First, the highlights. We will focus on fixing intra-city roads, recruitment of primary school teachers and others, says Governor Makinde. Also in Oyo State, Oyo government to pull down shops built into school fences as governor gives ultimatum. Oyo government sells Heritage Bank, telecoms and others. And going on right now in the nation, in Nigeria, court begins sitting as presidential tribunal delivers judgment. And on the foreign scene, United Kingdom to ban Russia Wagner Group as terrorist organization. And I go to the details of the news. I am Aboyede Uju. Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has said that the government would move to fix about 1,000 kilometers of internal roads in Ibadan, the state capital, and that once it is able to succeed with that, the effort will be replicated across the state. He expressed the readiness of his administration to kickstart the process for the employment of primary school teachers to fill the gap left by the secondment of teachers to secondary schools and retirements. The governor then called on residents of Olodo area of Ibadan to be patient with the government, promising that the collapsed Olodo bridge would be fixed. Governor Makinde gave these indications while responding to contributions from stakeholders at the stakeholders consultative meeting on the 2024 budget held at the Gamaliel Onosode Hall, International Conference Center, University of Ibadan. He equally stated that the inputs of the people of the state captured in the 2023 budget were being implemented and that the performance of the 2023 budget has reached 75%. Describing the stakeholders meeting as very important, Governor Makinde called on residents of the state across the 7 zones to come out and tell government representatives the developments they want in their areas. Addressing the contribution on education infrastructure, the governor said the administration did an audit and found that it would require close to 46 billion naira to fix the infrastructure gap in the schools. He noted that though his government had spent about 10 billion naira on building school infrastructure in the last 4 years, it is obvious that the challenges in the sector needed more efforts and that the government would do more even in the face of limited resources. Also in Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde has issued a 1-week ultimatum to owners of shops built into the perimeter fences of public schools in the state to pull down the shops and stop all trading activities, stating that the government would bring sanity to the school environment ahead of students' resumption. The governor maintained that the government intends to make the learning environment in the state more conducive. He decried the worrisome situation in which the learning environment is being compromised with trading activities close to school entrance. He stated this shortly after inspecting some public schools in Ibadan, the state capital, in the early hours of Tuesday. The governor equally monitored the waste management situation across the state capital, noting that the government would come up with a strategic plan to make the environment what everyone would be proud of. The governor was in company of the Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Prince Dotun Oyelade, his counterpart in the Ministry of Environment, Mr. Abdul Majid Mobojubola, and the Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General of Oyo State, Barrister Abiodun Aikomo. Still on the world news, Oyo State government has sold off Heritage Bank, other commercial banks and telecommunication masts around Ibadan metropolis. The enforcement team of the Ministry of Land, Housing and Urban Development, led by the Director Land Use Charge, Olufisayo Ogunbiyi, during an enforcement tour around the city of Ibadan, said the action was due to non-compliance with payments of revenue to the coffers of the state government. According to the Director Land Use Charge, the commercial banks and the telecommunications outfit have been served notice before the enforcement team visited them. He assured that once they pay the required land use charge, their premises will be reopened for business. However, he noted that the Oyo State government has zero tolerance for non-compliance to its policies, hence all business owners should ensure payment of charges to the state government account to ensure their businesses are not disrupted as the exercise is still continuing. Now on the nation news, the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal is set to deliver judgment today. Security is already beefed up ahead of the verdict. Nigerians from all walks of life are waiting eagerly to witness the televised live proceedings from the tribunal venue at the Court of Appeal in Abuja, the nation's capital. Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Peter Obi of the Labour Party, LP, and the Allied People's Movement, APM, are challenging President Bola Tinubu's declaration as the winner of the 2023 presidential election. And on the foreign scene, Britain is to ban Russian mercenary outfit, the Wagner Group, as a terrorist organization. Defense Secretary Grant Sharp confirmed today. His comments came hours after British media reported that Home Secretary Suella Braverman was to make the Wagner Group a proscribed organization under anti-terror laws, putting it on par with Islamic State and Al-Qaeda. Under the Terrorism Act 2000, the Home Secretary has the power to proscribe an organization if they believe it is involved in terrorism. A proscription order makes it a criminal offense to support the group. And that ends the world news at 2. But before I go, here are the news highlights again. We will focus on fixing intra-city roads, recruitments of primary school teachers, others, says Makinde. Oyo government to pull down shops built into school fences as governor gives ultimatum. Oyo government seals Heritage Bank, telecoms, and others. And going on live here in Nigeria, court begins sitting as presidential tribunal delivers judgment. And on the foreign scene, United Kingdom to ban Russia's Wagner Group as terrorist organization. And that ends the World News Act 2. You can join Aloore on all our social media platforms on the Facebook, www.facebook.com/Aloore Radio, and on the YouTube and at Aloore Radio. I am Abu Idiojo. Thank you for listening to Aloore Radio.
Safe music listening
From the great city of Ibadan. Your number one online radio station. We are the voice of Oyo State. Aloore Radio.